let's get right into it. The UK driving test. It can feel like a total black box, can it? But what if you could crack the code? What if you could get a peek inside the examiner's actual playbook? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to pull back the curtain so you can learn to think and drive in a way that gives you the absolute best chance of passing. So let's be honest, this is the number one fear, right? That the person sitting next to you with the clipboard is your enemy, just waiting, even hoping for you to make a mistake. But I'm here to tell you that's just not true. Not at all. In fact, they're on your side. Yeah, I get it. The failure rate is high, so it's super easy to imagine the examiner as this scary, intimidating judge. But the reality? They're just normal people. They go home, watch TV, and walk the dog. They show up to work wanting to pass safe drivers, not to fail nervous students. Their goal is to get you on the road safely. So, here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to get your head in the game and help you think like an examiner. Then we'll cover the big pet peeves, the stuff you absolutely want to avoid. We'll talk about impressing them from minute one, driving like a chauffeur, and finally, how to keep your cool when the pressure is on. Okay, first up, thinking like an examiner. Honestly, this is half the battle. If you can make this one mental shift before you even get in the car, you are already way ahead of the curve. I love this quote because it just flips the whole script. You're not showing up to the test center to earn a pass. You're there because your instructor, an expert, already believes you're ready. The examiner walks out to that car expecting you to pass. Think of it like this. You start the test with a perfect score, 100%. That pass certificate is metaphorically already yours. Your one and only job for the next 40 minutes is to just not give them a reason to take it away from you. Next, let's get the inside scoop. We're talking tips from an examiner with 15 years of experience. These are the red flags, the big pet peeves that immediately tell them a student might not be ready for the road. Here are the big 3 things that just scream unprepared. Number 1, getting distracted by what they're doing on their tablet. 2, not having enough real-world practice to be truly confident. And 3, messing up the simple show me, tell me questions. Let's break them down. You're not going to believe this one. There was a student, Chris, who failed his test. When the examiner asked why he kept looking down, he admitted he wasn't checking his gears, he was trying to peek at the examiner's iPad. Look, treat that tablet like a hot stove. Your eyes belong on the road, period. Okay, practice. This isn't just about hours behind the wheel, it's about smart practice. It means knowing the roads around the test center like the back of your hand. It means driving at the same time of day as your test, so the traffic feels normal. It means finding those local test killer junctions with your instructor and conquering them. And finally, those show me, tell me questions. Now look, getting one wrong is only a minor fault. It won't fail you by itself. But, and this is a big but, what message does that send right at the start? It tells the examiner that you didn't do the basic prep. It's just a really bad first impression. Right, let's talk about winning those first 5 minutes. You can set a confident, positive tone for the whole test before you even start the engine. It all starts in the waiting room. Think of this as your pre-flight check. Dress in a way that makes you feel good. Greet them with a warm smile. Make sure your phone is completely off, not just on silent. And have your license in your hand, not buried in a wallet. It's not about being formal, it's about showing them you're prepared and you're taking this seriously. Okay, we're in the car now. This is where we need to lock in the single most powerful mindset for your drive. Forget being a taxi driver. For the next 40 minutes, you are a chauffeur. So what's the difference? Well, a taxi driver is all about speed, right? Rushing to get to the destination. But a chauffeur, their main job is the comfort and safety of their passenger. They're smooth, they plan ahead, they make the ride feel calm and effortless. That's your job. The examiner is your VIP passenger. Just give him a safe, comfortable ride. Now, a fantastic tool for this is commentary driving. The examiner can't read your mind, so you gotta show them you're thinking. Just saying things out loud like, okay, I see that pedestrian waiting to cross, so I'm just easing off the gas. It lets them know you're aware and planning. Plus, it actually keeps your own mind focused on driving. So what does this chauffeur-style driving actually look like? Well, it's all about planning ahead so you never have to brake harshly. It's keeping to the left lane unless you have a good reason not to. And it's doing those full 6-point observation checks, including that crucial blind spot every single time you move off. That's what a safe ride feels like. All right, let's tackle the final piece of the puzzle, handling that test day pressure. Look, nerves are normal. The test is stressful, but there are simple, powerful ways to stay in control when it counts. So many people worry about being rude if they're quiet. Don't be. Here's a perfect story. A guy failed twice while trying to make small talk with the examiner because it kept distracting him. Third time, he stayed quiet, focused completely on his driving, and passed. Believe me, the examiner wants you to concentrate. They don't need a conversation. They need to see a safe driver. Another huge point of stress is missing a speed limit sign. If it happens, don't panic. The rule of thumb is super simple. If you see streetlights, the default speed limit is 30, unless a sign tells you otherwise. No streetlights? Then it's the national speed limit, 60 on a single carriageway, 70 on a dual. Easy. And this might be the most important piece of advice I can give you. If you make a mistake, or what you think is a test-failing mistake, you have got to let it go and keep driving. The show must go on. You never ever know how the examiner has marked it. So many people drive back to the test center thinking, well, that's it, I failed, only to find out they passed. It's not over till it's over. So you see, it's not about being a perfect driver. Nobody is. It's just about being a safe one. It's about being a good chauffeur and giving your passenger, the examiner, a smooth, confident ride for 40 minutes. Thinking about it that way puts you in control. So the real question is, are you ready to give them the ride that earns you your license?